Welcome to the campus at John Carroll and beautiful Jerry Gray Stadium, home of the Patriots, as the Gilman Greyhounds make the journey north for the MIAA Game of the Week presented by Kelly Benefits. The 2021 season is off to a fantastic start, a lot better than 2021, but it hasn't been without hiccups. Thanks for joining us. I'm Booker Corrigan alongside Bob Shriver. Bob, Gilman at John Carroll. What do you think?
First off, John Carroll's first opportunity to be on the Game of the Week, so they're incredibly excited. And they also have this wonderful motivation, which is they consider themselves outside the Beltway, and so many teams from the MIAA inside the Beltway, they want to get after it.
Let's get right to the lids players to watch for the visiting Gilman Greyhounds. Who do you like?
Start with number 15, Tucker Hebert, their best midi in terms of offensive production. One of his line mates is number 15, Jake Tompkins, who is a tremendous player without the ball. Scored a couple goals without the ball against Loyola the other day, and they'll do it all. Long stick defensive midi, number 32, Remy Reynolds, committed to Rutgers. He's an exceptional player at that position.
And don't lose track of Charlie Pope, a star who's on that Under Armour watch list right now. How about for John Carroll?
Well, Jackson Meriden and Travis Smith, number 4 and number 18, respectfully. They're the two really good offensive players. Travis, a big gun with a big cannon shot, and they're going to play both midfield and attack because of depth issues. They'll rotate these guys a little bit. And then Ali Frage, number 12, defense, their best player, and he's the only Division I commit at the present time on this John Carroll roster. He's a defenseman going to UMBC.
And we will be back with the face-off right on the other side of this.
Toyota has the #1 selling car, SUV, and midsize truck in America. And feel confident knowing they're engineered to help you worry less while saving more. So check out a RAV4, a best buy for 2021, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. For a limited time, lease a RAV for just $239 a month, or buy one with up to $1,250 cash back. Go Toyota, and let's go places.
The FCA Lacrosse Ministry is for any coach, athlete, or family of the lacrosse community who loves lacrosse and has an openness or desire to grow in his or her faith. FCA Lacrosse is committed to developing three-dimensional coaches and athletes who want to fulfill their potential physically, mentally, and spiritually. Are you interested in an FCA Lacrosse experience? Get engaged by going to fcalax.com.
The Eye of the Hurricane is back in January 2022 in sunny Florida. This girls lacrosse tournament will feature some of the best competition from top clubs all over the U.S. Brought to you by Legendary Sports Group and Robinson Sports, this 2-day championship-style tournament in Palm Beach Gardens in Stuart, Florida, will guarantee each team 4 games on beautiful grass fields. You won't want to miss this one. Dates are January 15th and 16th, 2022. Registration is open at eothlax.com.
Kelly Benefits helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, and payroll challenges. Kelly Benefits is pleased to be the title sponsor of the legendary sports group MIAA Lacrosse Game of the Week. Visit kellybenefits.com to put our people, technology, and solutions to work for you.
outstanding high school lacrosse career. But when the kid touches the ball, he scores goals. Say hello to Matt Rambo. Look at the spin move. As Rambo steps in, sticks it.
Awesome. That was a good time.
Matt Rambo is just taking over.
Capping a historic year for the University of Maryland. Matt Rambo.
A great shot of both teams isolated. Coach Bob Shriver, longtime head coach at BL. What's the last message from each coach they're giving right now?
Have fun, play hard, and enjoy the moment.
Coach Don Reynolds addressing his John Carroll Patriots, and you know they are fired up to get going. And here's Gilman, great coaching staff, and of course John Nostrand in his second year, a year and a half in with the COVID pullout. What do you like about Nody?
Well, he's the best. He's a wonderful guy, first and foremost, but he's an incredibly successful player and coach.
There's a great look at our broadcast schedule. Gilman, John Carroll today. Loyola St. Paul's on the 13th. That'll be our next broadcast as we get a look at goaltender number 14, Frank Cassidy. Will be getting the start for John Carroll. And Kyle Morris for Gilman. He is bound for UVA. We see Remy Reynolds giving him a little bit of a pat, saying, here we go, man. You're strong high, you're strong low. What a great occasion to get to see Gilman play again as we see the coaches come out, shake hands, a little fist bump. Don Reynolds, great conversations with him last week and again this week as we see Coach Owen Daly running the box, former McDonough Screaming Eagle. And Coach Nostrand, of course, has his men ready to go. Facing off for the visiting Greyhounds, J.J. Brahman. Did a great job, comes in facing off at 57% on the year. Number 37, Warwick Calhoun on the wing for the Greyhounds. And we are underway. Jerry Gray Field, and Gilman wins the first face-off.
JJ pretty nicely clamped and put the ball exactly where he wanted it. John Carroll was protecting their defensive end, so the defenseman on JJ's left side went down to the defensive end of the field, so JJ just pulled the ball back to Calhoun. Pretty simple way to execute a face-off.
Here is Willison, gets to his left side, pushes it down low. Shot whistles wide and backed up by Charlie Pope, who will now relinquish control.
Looks like, sorry, Book, they're gonna run a little out of bounds play here.
Baddeley rolls back right.
Good defense by John Carroll, handled the picks on the inside there.
Chase Brody gets it over to Tompkins, and it's over the head of Pope. First turnover, first chance to clear as we see big Charlie Pope getting into his riding position. And Connor Boyle will put it in motion for the Patriots. Patriots wearing white, Gilman in their road blues. Nice little fake by Boyle, and now they get it down. This is Thompson. Thompson gets it all the way behind the cage, and now Corrigan. Coach Reynolds loves the way he plays with poise, does Cameron Corrigan. Midfielders coming in for the home squad as the shot goes high and wide.
That was Travis Smith. We talked about him at the outset. Big cannon, according to Coach Reynolds and Coach Sharrett, who helps run the offense. They really like Travis Smith. And John Carroll's offense, and a lot of their team are 22s. They've been playing together for a long time up through the Pee Wee ranks, you know, the middle school ranks. They're very, very close according to their coaching staff. The kids get along really well.
And you can't talk John Carroll coaching staff without giving a little love to Jeff Jones. Towson Hall of Famer, he coaches the goalies. Inside feed, just over the cage by Travis Smith. Looks like they're running some stuff for him today. We'll see how that goes. Corrigan will inbound.
Cam went to Boys Lot when he was in the middle school. I had the pleasure of teaching him. He's a brilliant kid, really nice, very quiet, but steady on the lacrosse field.
This is Alex Mink up top, gets it over to Tremblay. Tremblay right to right split. Doesn't like what he sees, pulls it out. This is back to Smith. Smith does like what he sees. Shot goes just wide, and Meriden backs it up.
Coach Reynolds from John Carroll really never played lacrosse. His big background is in basketball. He's coached a lot of AAU basketball, and he brings that same kind of basketball mentality to the offensive end of the field. Likes to set picks, has the kids moving. Look at the ball movement and the constant movement on the John Carroll kids. They look pretty good.
I talked about Kyle Morris being strong down low, and he certainly proved me correct there as they get the clear from Villamatter. Villamatter, one of those short stick D middies who just does what it takes to get on the field, stay on the field, and prove he belongs on the field. Calhoun will relinquish control, and Willison will possess. Here is Tompkins. We talked about him in the open, and he passes it to Hebert, who we also talked about in the open. Bob, you've seen these games before, my friend.
Hebert's the initiator. Watch, see if they get to spin the ball a little bit. Nice
Oh,
shot. Oh,
initiate 1-0. That's a rip.
Well, he dropped his stick, which actually takes the angle away, and John Carroll, goaltender, just didn't pick up the ball coming out of his stick. Beautiful shot. I like to call that running down the hash marks.
Yep.
You know, if you look at the football field, John Carroll's line for a football field, if you come right down those lines on either side of the goal, we call them the hash marks. It's a great place to shoot from.
Strong face-off win for John Carroll. And now we have a ball skittering towards the end line, and that'll be Remy Reynolds putting it back in play for the Hounds.
Well, it's funny. John Carroll stepped out of bounds, and you know, with teams, with fields that have multiple lines, it's sometimes tough to pick them up. The blue lines are for women's lacrosse. The yellow lines are for men's lacrosse.
Here's Willison for Gilman. Willison, right hand, pushes it behind for Pope. Pope drives righty inside, roll shot, goal. Is he in the crease? No goal, it's waved off. They call him for in the crease. Goaltender Frank Cassidy, a senior for John Carroll, doing a nice job standing his ground. How scary is that when Big Charlie Pope comes driving in?
Well, that's why that rule's in play, to protect the goaltenders. Pope left his feet. He's lucky. If he had made contact with the goaltender, it would have been a penalty on Pope, but the refs deemed that he was in the crease before that shot went into the goal.
John Carroll back on offense. And this is now with Dougie Culp. Sorry, Dougie Cobb. He does have an L in his name, but it's silent. This is Smith.
Well, Gilman figured out in a hurry that he's already taken 3 shots, that they want to get the pole on him, and just based on what we saw in that first possession, and rightfully so.
Ethan Barmer rolls back, goes to his left, and Reynolds introduces him to the turf.
Ethan's relatively new to lacrosse. They think he's got a huge upside. Hasn't played as much as some of these other guys that grew up with sticks in their hands, but they really like his athleticism and his abilities and his potential.
This is Snellenberg. Snellenberg, a little bounce pass, and now it's going to be pushed around by Meriden. Meriden behind again. Now Corrigan. Oh, and the pass is picked off. Veteran play right there by Jake Tompkins.
Corrigan guilty of standing still while he's throwing the ball. The defenseman gets his stick up in a passing lane and knocks it down a little bit. Tompkins picks it up. Easy clear.
Baddeley finesses the ball behind to Hebert, and Hebert's going to take a run right-handed. Charlie Pope wide on this side has it.
Well, it looks like they're running Hebert on the first midfield, and then when his midfield comes out, he's rolling down to the attack, trying to take advantage of his skill set, which is, according to Coach Nostrand, he's their most Nice play on the inside. It's not Tompkins.
Yeah, great feed from Maloney to the freshman James Mayer. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a freshman to a freshman. Number 38, Maloney with the assist. And here's Mayer working the inside.
John Carroll looked like they were quick to slide there, and nobody backed up the sliding man, which is frequently what happens. Watch number 12. He flashes to the ball, and the guy on the inside, 19, Mayer, for a freshman, making a beautiful cut with his left hand and buries that into the back of the cage.
Almost a face-off win for John Carroll as the ball is now ladled in the direction of Baddeley, and Gilman will gain possession. Sophomore Wari Cahoon. It's now with Hebert.
There he is, Jay Wilkerson, freshman son to the great Jimmy Wilkerson, who we talked about in our game last week.
Hebert gains the middle of the field, heads. Oh, what a great play. Good defense. Fragi on the slide comes up, and Gilman sets up yet another inbounds play. Baddeley will do the honors.
Little three-man pick, watch. Pope, he's a big body in there, setting the pick.
And credit Thompson, the on-ball defender there, with not allowing the feed to get thrown. Maloney. Now it's down low. Baddeley shoots and scores. Baddeley has it 3-0 Gilman. And the freshmen are taking over the stage for the Greyhounds today, Bob.
Well, just based on what we've seen so far, Gilman came north to Bel Air ready to go. Freshmen showing their stuff. He has 3 or 4 of them in prominent roles on the team this year. Baddeley with a nice play there. He's got good size, nice inside roll and finish.
Quick face-off win for Gilman. Shot goes wide.
That's Hebert again.
Michael Cox doing the face-off honors for John Carroll so far this afternoon. He's battled him hard, but on that one, Gilman came away clean. Here's Tompkins, settled. Gets it over to Wallison. Inside to Hebert, lucky to maintain possession. You see the skill of Hebert, and now it's Wallison. Wallison, little hitch move. And John Carroll comes away with possession. Great ground ball pickup by Connor Boyle, and he rolls back. And now John Carroll looking to clear. And now they are off to the races right down the middle of the D. Shot goes over the cage. Bob, great time to thank our friends at Legendary Sports Group for all they've done for MIAA lacrosse this year. What a great organization.
No, it's really nice.
It is 3-0 Gilman. You see Mr. Smith driving down the teeth of the defense, but just high and wide. We'll be back after this. Booker, Corrigan, Bob, Shriver bringing it to you. McDonough in the #1 spot in the current rankings presented by Toyota. What jumps off those at you, Bob?
Well, McDonough's playing Spalding on Friday, 1 and 2 at Spalding, the big game.
That'll be great. Spalding is doing a great job this year. Interesting to see where that's going to shake down. Those are the first rankings we've had so far. John Carroll putting it in. They desperately need to take the lid off the basket, as we like to say.
Gilman's double polling the John Carroll middies. They stuck a shorty back there on #5, Corrigan.
Here's
very
Nick
quick to get the ball out of somebody's stick with that very quick slide.
Smith with the quick shot out of the roll. Nice ground ball pickup by Meriden, and this is back to Alex Mink. One of those guys that Coach Reynolds calls a Swiss Army knife for his squad. He's guarded by Remy Reynolds, so you know he has the respect of the Gilman coaching staff. Turn the corner shot, goal. What a finish by Cameron Corrigan. The junior for John Carroll, willing to pay a price to make a play.
Well, they shorted him. We talked about that a second ago. Look, and Corrigan says, hey, you're going to short me. I'm going right to the cage. And he took one more step to greatness, as they like to say, improved his angle a great deal and put the ball, beautiful left-handed shot. That's his offhand, by the way. He's a natural righty. A nice play.
Little shaken up, and I love the usage of one more step to greatness. Shout out to Quint Kesnick, the voice of our sport. What a great broadcaster, what a great job he does. And he's exactly right. You do have to take that extra step, and sometimes it means you pay a little bit of a price. As Corrigan gets helped off, looks like he's okay. Now he's up to a jog. I like his gait. Cox coming in to face off against J.J. Bromett. Bromett for Gilman, doing a nice job all year. Cox almost gets it. Bromett fights it away. Ball now nudged towards the middle of the field and flipped deep into the Gilman bench. It's not every day you see that, Bob.
I think that was flipped out of bounds by John Carroll. Got Gilman's ball with an opportunity to clear it.
And that also means it's an opportunity to ride.
Interesting. The refs must have huddled up, and maybe it was the, no, I think this is an alternate possession call. They weren't sure who got it, so Gilman won the first face-off, so this possession goes to John Carroll.
Okay. I was going to say, I just thought the refs naturally just went against you.
Now they're huddling back up, and they're changing the call. So they huddled up. They did a good job making sure they got it right.
And now it is Gilman. Remy Reynolds. Great little fake, and he finds Tompkins in the middle of the field.
Booker, one thing I think John Carroll's been guilty of here is they're very intent on coming and sliding very quickly. When they do that, one, they have to approach the guy that they're sliding to under control, and then two, they have to back up that slide.
Chase Brody wants it up top, but it's Charlie Pope now up to Hebert. Tucker Hebert, right-handed, looks to throw back, gets it to Pope. The Popester inside, shot low, caroms around the crease, and it's gathered by John Carroll. This is Frank Cassidy, goaltender for John Carroll, finds the open man, and just like that, John Carroll's out in the form of Ethan Thompson, the senior LSM.
Thompson's played well. He's got a nice stick. Been involved in a couple clears. He misplayed one earlier in the game, but nicely done there.
And when you're clearing the ball, you have 20 seconds to get it over the midfield, and then that's it. Now you have 60 seconds to shoot. 80-second shot on goal clock as we watch Ethan Barmer, the junior for John Carroll, #1.
There's Gilman quick to slide to Barmer, and they backed up behind it very nicely. They rotated.
Tremblay throws it back. Now they get it back to Barmer. A lot of off-ball movement by this John Carroll defense. Shot saved by Morris. Another rebound, another save by Morris. He's as good a goalie as I've seen on flurries of shots.
Well, when we had Gilman last week against Loyola, Morris had a great game. He was under siege for most of it, too, but he held his ground nicely. Good ride.
Great strip by Meriden. Inside shot, Morris with the save on Max Snellenberg.
Did you see Morris stepped out to the shooter and took his angle away? Really nice play.
Andrzejowski getting some run now, number 10, the senior, listed as an attack/midi. Unfortunately, he drew the assignment of Remy Reynolds, and Remy will throw checks. Over and back violation as we see Bo Webster coming in, grandson of the great Mickey Webster and Nancy Webster, and also the nephew of Ned Webster, the head coach out of Cal Berkeley.
And let's not forget John Webster.
Yep. And his father, Jim.
His father, Jim. Aunt Peggy. The Webster family is a big Baltimore family.
Always like to see the Webbies doing well.
And Ned's doing a phenomenal job at Cal Berkeley in their club program. Nice feed, great save inside. Cassidy holding his ground.
As the first quarter starts to wind down, John Carroll, not sure they're aware of the time. And now with the .1, shot goes off, gathered by Cassidy. 3-1 your score, visiting Gilman ahead of John Carroll. But Mr. Corrigan put the Patriots on the board.
Toyota has a fantastic selection of family-friendly rides, from the spacious Sienna to the sleek Highlander. And both come standard with Toyota Safety Sense, along with 2 years of no-cost scheduled maintenance. Now lease a Highlander for only $309 a month, or buy one with $1,500 cash back from Toyota. Or pick a new Sienna, available with all-wheel drive, and get $1,500 cash back. Go Toyota, and let's go places.
Outstanding high school lacrosse career. But when the kid touches the ball, he scores goals. Say hello to Matt Rambo. Look at the spin move. As Rambo steps in, sticks it.
Awesome. That was a good time.
Matt Rambo is just taking over.
Having a historic year for the University of Maryland. Matt Rambo.
The FCA Lacrosse Ministry is for any coach, athlete, or family of the lacrosse community who loves lacrosse and has an openness or desire to grow in his or her faith. FCA Lacrosse is committed to developing three-dimensional coaches and athletes who want to fulfill their potential physically, mentally, and spiritually. Are you interested in an FCA Lacrosse experience? Get engaged by going to fcalax.com.
You want to be a good player at the next level? It starts here.
Kelly Benefits helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, and payroll challenges. Kelly Benefits is pleased to be the title sponsor of the legendary sports group MIAA Lacrosse Game of the Week. Visit kellybenefits.com to put our people, technology, and solutions to work for you.
Second quarter set to go. This is the MIAA Game of the Week presented by Kelly Benefits, as we see head coach John Nostrand, and a special mention to our friends at CFG Bank. We also have a great halftime show brought to you by Schenker Wealth Advisors. There's Coach Don Reynolds. Again, amazingly supportive of the message we're trying to deliver and the efforts of his tremendous players. I've never talked to a coach who is so proud of the work and commitment that they made to the weight room and finding a way to win games this year in the A Conference.
Well, one thing, we talked a little bit earlier, you know, John Carroll's got a little chip on their shoulder. They're not in the so-called lacrosse hotbed. So they're a little bit north of the Beltway, you know, Spalding, St. Mary's, Severn a little bit south of the Beltway, and they all sort of carry that collective chip to motivate themselves against the so-called inside the Beltway teams, Boys Latin, Calvert Hall, St. Paul's, etc. And it's fair. It's a reasonable thing to motivate you. Hey, we don't get the press, we don't get the accolades, we don't get, you know, whatever whatever they decide that will fuel them a little bit is okay. Carrigan's back in the game. They're still shorting him after he beat the short for John Carroll's lone goal on this afternoon.
Corrigan rolls back. Morris gathers that and will jumpstart the clear for the Gilman Greyhounds. Nice face-off win to start the quarter by Michael Cox. He is just a sophomore as we watch Wari Calhoun, the sophomore for Gilman, leg it out. And Villamatter, the junior short stick D midi, gets it over. And Wilson will carry behind. So many offensive stars for this Gilman team. They meld together so well.
Well, their most consistent offensive players are Hebert and Pope. And Pope is just big and strong. He can kind of get to any spot he wants to on the field just because of his size and his strength. It looks like so far in this game, he went to the goal one time and stepped into the crease, but he's intent on keeping the offense moving, which I'm sure is part of the game plan.
This is Tompkins, gets it behind. Now it's Willison. Willison shot, and that is collected by goaltender Frank Cassidy.
Nice stick by Thompson there, number 9 for John Carroll. Got his stick up in the passing lane, knocked that down. Goalie collected it.
John Carroll gets it over the line in time, and they now have 60 seconds with which to get a shot on goal. Snellenberg gets pushed, maintains control, and gets it over to Corrigan. And Corrigan, Remy Reynolds doing Remy Reynolds things. And if you don't think we have a great halftime, wait till you see Charlie Pope and Remy Reynolds with some of the questions I got a chance to ask them in the after school at the book. Always worth hanging out to watch that. And this is Gilman's number 6, Talbert Troy, the senior bound for F&M, doing the legging it out. And Morelli, a sophomore long stick midi, gets it all the way down. Charlie Pope possesses on the far side. Beautiful day here at John Carroll. Booker Corrigan and Bob Shriver bringing to the call on the Kelly Benefits MIAA Game of the Week.
Pope letting his subs get into the game. Plenty of time on the shot clock.
This is Tompkins. Rolls back. Throws it high up top to Hebert. And now it's Willison. Willison jitterbugs to his left. Finds Hebert. Shot goal. Sting you very much. Heat and getting hotter. Tucker Hebert.
That's a nice play by him. Watch. He just fades away as his man's driving at him. Got himself some space. John Carroll once again got kind of caught in between the slide here. Watch. Do I go? Don't I go? Who's backing up? A little late getting out to him. He got his hands free. Buried it into the upper corner. Nice play.
And I like the use and your teaching of how Hebert just faded away there. Sometimes that's the proper move. Staying in one place never is. As my friend Casey Powell would say, If you're standing with 2, find someplace new.
Or another way to put it that the people might be able to understand because they don't get that is if you're standing still, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
But, typically when somebody's driving at you, you have 1 or 2 options. You can get through, maybe go set a pick, 3 options really, or fade away. That time the fade away was the right play. Ebert made it work.
Pope, feed inside, bobbled, and it's squibbed up the middle of the field, and now Tremblay looks to move it. Meriden collects. He's guarded by number 35, Bryce Chirgut. And this is Snellenberg. Gets it up top to Tremblay. Smith, and they'll funnel it all the way around. Tremblay has a little bit of green grass all around him. Good defense by Woolison. Woolison, not just an offensive midi. Here's Corrigan. Rolls back, and Remy Reynolds, once again, he gets the ball on the ground with tremendous efficiency.
That's twice he stripped Corrigan of the ball. Nice check. And it's good to see a good check rewarded so many times in the modern game with the new sticks and all that other stuff. Oftentimes, good checks like that aren't rewarded because the ball stays in the man's stick, especially at the college level. Rarely do good checks get rewarded like that.
But now, I know it's the sticks too, but is it the forearm strength as well, Bob?
Sure.
Yeah,
bigger, stronger, faster in college. That has a lot to do with it. But, it's really hard to get the ball out of guys' sticks at that level.
Wilkerson gathers the ball that poked towards midfield. Oh, Wilkerson! Are you feeling it, Evil? Goodness!
On cue the other day in the Loyola game, he was on the field for about 10 seconds, and he drove hard left-handed and scored Gilman's one of their 4 goals in this game. This is a nice play. Doesn't have a great angle, but he puts it in a good spot. And Dad, as we said last week during the game, Dad's home, recovering from some health issues and enjoying this immensely. It's pretty neat for the Wilkerson family.
Jay scores on cue with more regularity than Jim Wilkerson ever did. Although his games weren't on TV because TV really hadn't been invented yet. Here's Bo Webster. I'm kidding you, Jim. TV had just been invented, black and white.
Well, look, we've got Wilkerson and Baddeley, 2 freshmen, scoring 2 of Gilman's 5 goals. Bodes well for the future for Coach Nostrand.
And sophomore Woolison collects the ball. And now it's up to Jake Tompkins, the senior. Tompkins comes out righty, Pope behind the cage. Inside feed, Webster, shot, goal, Webby. Lighten it up. Gilman high to low.
Well, John Carroll is a little bit out of sorts defensively. They want to be aggressive. They want to slide, but, are they getting caught ball watching, which I think happened there, you have to cover man-me ball, right?
Yep.
Especially when you're on the inside. You can't let somebody get open in there.
And you look at that replay and you see the defense. Charlie Pope's got the ball for Gilman, and he loves to dodge hard right-handed. So they're expecting the dodge, and Webster does the right thing, cuts through laces, and finds the back of the net. John Carroll with a nice face-off win. We might see a timeout here. And they opt not to. Snellenberg down low, shot bounces over the goal. And John Carroll gets the backup. 4:50 to go here, second quarter.
If you're just watching this, John Carroll's had some quality shots, but Morris is aggressive in the goal. He takes up a lot of the cage, and he's willing to step out and cut angles off.
Corrigan just over. Credit Max Snellenberg with a beautiful feed, and there is the timeout that we were anticipating. 6-1 Gilman over John Carroll. John Carroll getting way more shots than you might think by the score. We get a great action on the other side.
Toyota has a fantastic selection of family-friendly rides, from the spacious Sienna to the sleek Highlander. And both come standard with Toyota Safety Sense, along with 2 years of no-cost scheduled maintenance. Now lease a Highlander for only $309 a month, or buy one with $1,500 cash back from Toyota. Or pick a new Sienna, available with all-wheel drive, and get $1,500 cash back. Go Toyota, and let's go places.
The FCA Lacrosse Ministry is for any coach, athlete, or family of the lacrosse community who loves lacrosse and has an openness or desire to grow in his or her faith. FCA Lacrosse is committed to developing three-dimensional coaches and athletes who want to fulfill their potential physically, mentally, and spiritually. Are you interested in an FCA Lacrosse experience? Get engaged by going to fcalax.com.
Kelly Benefits helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, and payroll challenges. Kelly Benefits is pleased to be the title sponsor of the legendary sports group MIAA Lacrosse Game of the Week. Visit kellybenefits.com to put our people, technology, and solutions to work for you.
Late first half action, and a huge thank you to CFG Bank, the official bank of MIAA Lacrosse. John Carroll in white, Gilman in the road blues. Gilman with the 6-1 lead as we see Barger driving right-handed. Number one for John Carroll. Bounce shot.
See where Pope was when that shot hit him? Pope was almost outside the crease.
And when you say Pope, you mean Morris?
I apologize.
A lot of
I'm
people
sorry.
pronounce that Morris. I know it. They're spelled similarly.
Well, you know, in a way, I'm looking more at body type almost. They're both big kids, but Morris was outside the crease on that last shot.
John Carroll maintains possession here, under 4 minutes to go. John Carroll's been getting some nice offensive looks, and as you said, Morris has done a great job in the goal, and they've also shot wide a couple times when the chance hit. Oh, shot low again, just missing the mark. It's 36 square feet. You got to find a way to make the mark as Meriden brings it inbounds, and he's getting D'd up hard.
Gilman's aggressive on defense.
Yep.
They're press out, quick to slide. They're making it a little hard on him.
Mink gets it over to Barger. Barmer, my apologies. Inside feed, nice handle by Corrigan. Oh, and he finishes. How you like me? Smith with the finish. Slim with the tilted brim.
Other than Reynolds stripping Corrigan a couple times, he's really had a nice game. This is a beautiful feed. He's had a couple nice looks on the inside. Nice play, Smith. Really nice. There's Gilman getting caught ball watching a little bit, and Smith did the right thing. They used to say cut to the laces, you know, that at the back of your helmet. Now they're telling everybody just cut. If you see your man's that's covering you, the back of his helmet, it's time to cut.
Yep. Face-off win for John Carroll. Some pieces of the puzzle falling into place nicely for the Patriots. Coach Don Reynolds. As we are now beneath the 3-minute mark. Booker Corrigan and Bob Shriver bringing it to you.
Well, the one thing we heard consistently from the John Carroll coaching staff is the one thing these kids are, they're tough and they will not give up. And so far, I think we've seen that.
And Tremblay drive into the cage there, left-handed feed just whizzes a bit high and wide, and Gilman will look to clear. Here's Morris.
I think Tremblay should have tried to put his hands up in the air. I shot the ball.
Yeah.
maybe they'd have gotten it back.
Gilman's Troy with the clear. Ball is then nudged out, and it squibs towards the middle of the field.
Coach Nostrand may use a TO here.
Webster possesses, gets it up to Willison. Oscar Willison, he does so many things for the Greyhounds as they sub their middies onto the field.
Chase Brody, big kid headed to Army.
Hebert behind, gets a pick from Pope. Pope rolls, Hebert comes around, slams it in the top.
Well, that's Hebert's third goal on the game, on the day, excuse me. He scored 2 times from out in front of the goal, one right, one left, and now this is him driving from behind the goal, showing himself to be a very versatile player. Impressive.
And Hebert, say what you want about the goaltender Cassidy, but that ball was right in the corner.
Sure.
That's why it's not soccer. If Gilman wins 1-0, you can blame a goalie, but this one, Lacrosse too big a cage, and the shooter's just too accurate. This is Collins. Collins retreats, gets it back to Reynolds. Reynolds, long looping pass, in and out of the stick, and now it's in with Meriden. Meriden racing down the right side. Swim move comes out lefty. They don't have a backup right now. He can't shoot it as they are subbing, and Coach Reynolds will take a timeout. A well-called timeout. Good coaching all over the field. We've had a great chance to see what Coach Nostrand can do. Now let's see what Coach Reynolds can do on the other side of this. Late second quarter action, and it's going to be Alex Mink for John Carroll putting it in play. He does the right thing, gets it right away to Barmer as Mink had Remy Reynolds on him. And now they get it back to Mink. Mink quickly over to Smith, and they swing it. This is Corrigan. And Snellenberg quickly up the top. Back to Mink, now Barmer. Nice little hiccup move, outside shot wide. Here's 44 seconds left in the half.
Here's Corrigan, has the shorty as they've elected to double pole the midfield, Gilman has. Corrigan beat this shorty for John Carroll's first goal.
And he gets the shot off. Morris gathers that. Kyle Morris, an exceptional first half, and now gets the long pass up the field. This is Villamatter. Down the wing, low. Webster's shot goes wide, and we get a crease violation. It's going to be John Carroll possession.
Webster, too bad. He was on the doorstep there. Goalie stepped out, made him shoot around him, and Webster inadvertently just stepped in the crease.
And John Carroll steps out of bounds.
There's that problem. Thompson had a problem in the first quarter on his own home field lines. He was playing the blue lines and not the yellow lines.
And there were so few turnovers in the first 20 minutes of action. The teams have decided to balance it out a little bit. We're playing some ping pong here to end the half, and that will actually go down as a turnover with 1.9 seconds left. So Gilman will chip it down. I do gotta let you know we got a great special coming up during the Shriver Wealth Advisors halftime. A great conversation with Remy Reynolds and Charlie Pope. Fantastic, and of course, just like the rug ties the room together, halftime highlights and stats will tie the game together. So far, it's been a lot of Gilman with a sprinkling of John Carroll.
You want to be a good player at the next level, it starts here.
The Eye of the Hurricane is back in January 2022 in sunny Florida. This Girls Lacrosse tournament will feature some of the best competition from top clubs all over the U.S. Brought to you by Legendary Sports Group and Robinson Sports, this 2-day championship-style tournament in Palm Beach Gardens in Stuart, Florida will guarantee each team 4 games on beautiful grass fields. You won't want to miss this one. Dates are January 15th and 16th, 2022. Registration is open at eothlax.com.
Corrigan and Bob Shriver here at halftime. John Carroll trailing Gilman 7-2. Let's take a look at how we got here. Bob, some highlights. A lot of Gilman, sprinkling of John Carroll. What jumped out at you?
Number 5, well, we're going to watch. There's his first goal. Tucker Hebert, one right-handed driving down the football hash marks.
Great finish, and there's Chase Brody doing nice work.
Good feed, great cut by freshman right there. Number 19 for Gilman.
James Meyer.
Just a replay of that exact same play. Beautiful cut by Meyer. I think we're going to see Hebert right here. Nice feed down to Baddeley, a freshman. Great inside roll, no help. There it is, same play again, just a beautiful inside roll by the freshman. Here's Corrigan scoring John Carroll's first goal. Corrigan, an attackman, gets isolated on a shorty behind the goal. He took a pop here, but he was rewarded because he improved his angle. And that hit doesn't hurt quite as much when the ball goes in the back of the goal. There's Ebert again from the other side of the field on a nice step down. There's that same exact play. Ebert just faded away from his teammate. And here's Jay Wilkerson, freshman Jay Wilkerson, with his second goal of the year and first of this campaign. Again, look at those hash marks. He's faded away a little bit there, going towards the corner of the field. He'd prefer to be going down that hash mark a little bit more, but it didn't matter. And there's a beautiful cut by Webster on the inside. Good feed by Pope. He gets lost on the inside. The guy covering him is guilty of ball watching there. Webster read it, makes a beautiful cut. Now we're going to see John Carroll's second goal of the game. There's Corrigan on a beautiful feed to number 18, big Travis Smith. He also takes advantage of the ball watching guy on the inside. One of the biggest things that defensemen on the inside make a mistake, they get caught ball washing. And there's Hebert scoring his third goal, coming from behind the goal as an attackman. Just beats his man to the top of the the crease. He gets to the top, they call it the fives, buried it into the upper corner.
Hebert getting to the 5x5, and it's a 5-goal lead for Gilman. Great action in the first half. John Carroll with their work cut out for him. Halftime here in the MIAA Lacrosse Game of the Week, presented by Kelly Benefits. Booker, Corrigan, and Bob Shriver with you, and let's take a look statistically. Bob, there they are.
Not too much stands out other than maybe the saves.
Yep.
Morris has 6 saves, and John Carroll goalie Cassidy only has 3, and that probably is a difference in the game because the rest of it's pretty even.
And you'll notice only 2 assists for Gilman on 7 goals. They are dodging, as you like to say, they quicked them. And that's explain to our viewers what quick them is.
Well, they catch a defense that's not ready to slide, or a defense that's guilty of sliding without breaking down when you get to that guy. And Hebert's banged 3 goals, 2 of them through dodging, and 1 of them on a really nice play in the midfield where Hebert's man stepped up the field, but nobody came to Hebert, and he got a shot from the right wing and buried it.
And John Carroll's first goal, Corrigan, he quicked him.
Well, Corrigan took advantage. He looked up, and there's Shorty was playing him. He's an attackman. Gilman was double pulling the midfield, and Corrigan took the guy right to the crease and showed a lot of moxie and toughness by improving his angle and putting the ball past Morris.
Schenker Wealth Advisors halftime, and now we'll get into current rankings. McDonough, Spalding, Calvert Hall, St. Mary's. a lot of the usual suspects, but then you look at number 2. Nothing against Spalding. They are a phenomenal team, but they haven't been ranked number 2 in a little bit.
Well, if you've seen them play this year, which we both have,
yes,
they're impressive. They're really good on offense. I think if you watch Spalding play, they'll be on the game of the week this year, but if you watch them play, they pick very, very much like an indoor box team might be playing. I've never seen a high school team, and really very few college teams, that set as many picks as Spalding does. They can make it tough on your defense, and 1 and 2 are playing each other Friday down in Glen Burnie at Archbishop Spalding.
You gotta love it. We are at John Carroll, and you talk about John Carroll, some stud alums. Chris Driggs and Zach Thornton are 2 guys that are close to my heart. Great players. The Hornet, Zach Thornton.
Well, Thornton played 2 sports and was an All-American at 2, lacrosse and soccer. Played in the professional soccer league for years. Was a tremendous athlete. How about, let's not forget Emmanuel Quickly, who was the SEC Player of the Year in basketball a couple years ago from John Carroll. How about the great Mike Moscow in the 80s when John Carroll had one of the best lacrosse teams in the area? And let's not forget Brian Sheridan, the shoe they call him, who was a terrific athlete in his days at John Carroll.
And, of course, their goaltender coach, Jeff Jones. We've already talked about him, Hall of Famer at Towson. Face-off win for Cox.
Corrigan looks up, and there's Reynolds covering him. I'm sure he wasn't too happy. And Reynolds did what he's done 2 other times to Corrigan. Corrigan having a little trouble getting away from him, and Reynolds is aggressive and also very talented.
And disruptive.
Disruptive.
He can disrupt an offense quite easily. Pope maintains possession. Gilman in the road blues. John Carroll in the home whites. Booker Corrigan and Bob Shriver bringing you the call on the MIAA Lacrosse Game of the Week, presented by Kelly Benefits.
Well, I'm a little surprised. Pope, as we've said a couple times, Pope's a very big, strong kid and can get to the goal. He's only taken it to the goal 1 time. He scored a goal, but he was in the crease on the play. And he's capable of doing a little bit more offensively, I think.
Here's Pope, swims to his left, backhand shot.
Didn't improve his angle enough. He needs to get higher up the field.
Woolison comes in, and he shoots the backhand shot, and it goes in. What Tom Marechek likes to call a twister, Gilman calls their 8th goal. Mark it 8, dude.
Let's watch. Gets inside Thompson. Thompson's guilty of swinging his stick. See if you don't see it. Watch Thompson. He tries to back check him, right? And now he doesn't have his stick in front of him, which he needs down there to try to prevent exactly what Wilson just did very nicely.
And we are back at the face-off dot. Cox is doing some great work. Cross hits the point man, and the point man, Snellenberg, scores on the high to low hammer.
Cox has had a good game facing off for John Carroll. He pops this thing clean. He gets the ball to his point man, who makes an absolute beautiful Snellenberg. A beautiful, nice overhand bounce shot. Morris couldn't get to that one.
The teams trade goals to get the 3rd quarter going. Bit of a mess here coming off the ensuing face-off, but a great ground ball pickup by Cap Reynolds. No relation to Remy Reynolds, although they both play long stick, play quite well.
Great
for the
ground
Gilman
ball
Greyhounds.
by 20. Reynolds, great ground ball. In traffic with the pole. I don't think people realize how hard that is. That pole's a 6 feet extension. It's very, when that ball's at the end of your stick, when it's all the way down on the ground, it's very hard. Just try to pick up one of those ground balls sometime with a long pole. It's not easy to control, but these kids today are so good, it's amazing.
Chase Brody sweeping across. Looks to get it down low, and the ball is nudged over the sideline. Josh Schrader gets it over to Cassidy. Schrader doing a nice job defensively. Doug Cobb, old Dougie Cobb, working for him. And here's Connor Boyle, the long stickman. Maintains possession. I think we're getting a moving pick call on the far side. And procedurally, that will turn the ball back over to the Greyhounds.
Gilman does a nice job when they ride. As soon as you cross the midline, if they have an opportunity, they'll press out. And in that case, they didn't give number 20 any outlet to get the ball out of his stick, and they turned it over.
Ball on the ground. Tompkins gathers. And he goes all the way to Hebert. Hebert to Chase Brody, the junior bound for Army. Now it's Willison. Willison, right hand shot, goal. Bringing it, slinging it, stinging it.
Well, Willison, that's 2 in a row. And, just like Hebert scored goals from both sides of the goal, here's Willison. He's a natural lefty, but he gets his hand free. Again, I hate to keep bringing this up. Look at where he's dodging. He's going right down the hash marks. Good angle, good place to shoot from, and it's a good teaching place for you kids that play on fields that have football hash marks. When you're dodging from up top, you want to be down those hash marks or inside them at the very least if you can. Once you get outside the hash marks, your angle keeps decreasing, obviously, and you're giving the goalie a better chance at making a save.
My man Will Odo doing the face-off honors that time for the Gilman Greyhounds. That'll be John Carroll, possession, top center. This is Tremblay. Patriots get their full complement of offensive middies on the field. And Mink, left-handed, goes down low for the shot, and it's backed up by Andrzejowski. Now it's Smith. We talked about him in the open. Smith hesitates, goes behind. Up top for Tremblay. Tremblay patient. Fakes right, fakes left, goes back inside, and Morris. I said he was strong low. He's strong low.
Good ride. Tackman did give up on the play. Pope makes a great play, beating his man to that errant clearing pass.
Fulcino coming up for Gilman to make the play.
Beautiful cut by Gilman's number 24 right there. Spencer Fulcino.
Maloney to Pope. Mac Nichols, the junior attackman, in a nice job inside feet. And now we have a Gilman player in the goal. That is Wilkerson. And I don't think they're going to call him push, or we get a foul on that.
Well, the refs are huddling up. Did they call a penalty?
They're resetting the goal. And it's going to be a 30-second flag against John Carroll.
Yeah, they called a push on the play. How did Wilkerson, I'm sure he wasn't intent on going into the goal on his own.
Yeah.
Very much so. Number 20 pushed him big time from the rear. He was trying to knock him into the crease, but he unfortunately got too much of his back. It's a good play to knock him in the crease if he can, especially on a loose ball, but unfortunately, he got too much of his backside. Gilman starting in a circle, cutting into a 1-4. Beautiful pass.
Oh, what a save down low by Cassidy on Charlie Pope. And Charlie Pope, a crafty finisher on the inside, but Cassidy would have none of it. Look as we go picture in picture. Hebert, great diagonal pass. Nice save by Cassidy off the leg and collects the rebound. Here comes John Carroll, shot off the iron. Post Malone showing up. And Remy Reynolds doing that which Remy Reynolds does.
Well, if you're if you play Gilman, you're gonna have to shoot the ball well. Morris is impressive, and there's obviously a reason that he's going to UVA, one of the top programs in the country.
Coach Lars Tiffany getting a good one.
Now we have another flag down on John Carroll. Gilman's got a free possession here.
Offense on the far side of the field, and Wilkerson gets thwarted in his effort to go to the cage. And we will have a chance to see about the flag.
I'm not sure. I think that was a slight mistake. The whistles should not have blown there unless they called a hold on a John Carroll player. But even then, the whistle should not blow. Once the flag's down, as long as you keep possession and you don't violate the shot clock, you can keep playing as long as you want. The refs didn't give Gilman the chance to execute that part of the game.
Here's Hebert up top, Baddeley. Pope comes, wants it, has it. Cassidy equal. And we get a reset of the shot on goal clock. We're still Gilman man advantage. Willison and Pope behind the cage. Diagonal pass picked off. But now a great ride by a tenacious group of Gilman extra man players. Good ground ball pickup by Nick Simpaglio for John Carroll. And now Cassidy, pass knocked to the turf by Tompkins, and he'll have some. Jake Tompkins comes in, handles it, and does a nice job finishing.
Well, I feel badly for Cassidy here. It's too bad. It's a bad pass, and Tompkins up to the task. Beautiful play and goal.
Kelly Benefits helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, and payroll challenges. Kelly Benefits is pleased to be the title sponsor of the legendary sports group MIAA Lacrosse Game of the Week. Visit kellybenefits.com to put our people, technology, and solutions to work for you.
Toyota has the #1 selling car, SUV, and midsize truck in America. And feel confident knowing they're engineered to help you worry less while saving more. So check out a Tacoma, a best buy for 21 by Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com, and lease one for only $199 a month, or buy one with $1,000 cash back, or pick a 4Runner and hit the trail this summer. Go Toyota, and let's go places.
Outstanding high school lacrosse career. But when the kid touches the ball, he scores goals. Say hello to Matt Rambo. Look at the spin move. As Rambo steps in, sticks it.
Awesome. That was a good time.
Matt Rambo is just taking over.
Having a historic year for the University of Maryland. Matt Rambo.
And here's a nice look at the CFG Bank play of the game.
It's a great play by Willison. He drives, look at the defenseman, gets hung up a little bit in between, going to Willison or covering number 5, Hebert, who's standing out on that wing with room and time, and that was his 3rd goal of the day.
Hebert kind of backs up into the goodie room, and you know he wants the goodies. Face-off win, John Carroll, shot, goal, long sticks, bringing it down, yes!
Ethan Thompson, great play. These guys with these poles are just so impressive. I can't say it enough times, and they're hard to pick up when you're shooting. You know, the ball's coming from spots goalies are rarely see it coming from, and Morris just never picked it up coming out of that long stick, and Thompson buried that thing.
And credit Bryce Riffle with the face-off win. Doing a nice job today. Bryce Riffle, the junior for Coach Reynolds. And Riffle will go right back to the face-off dot. And he wins it quickly. Coach Reynolds said they do have a two-headed monster. He and Cox have done a nice job today in the face-offs. But it's really been about goaltender Kyle Morris, the UVA commit for the Gilman Greyhounds. He has been equal to a lot of tasks, and he's also forced John Carroll to shoot wide a number of times when they may have had opportunities.
Great point. I agree, 100%.
Here's Alex Mink up top, gets it to the wing.
Travis Smith, big kid with a big shot. He scored a second goal, ironically, off a beautiful cut.
Barmer loses his man in an instant, tries to dodge the slide. Selects zone 5. And we get a flag down on the near side right beneath us. Smith, time, room.
Smith missed a goal about 6 times today. It's not how hard you shoot the ball, it's whether you get it past the goaltender. You're better off sometimes taking a little bit off and making sure you get the spot picked properly.
Well, there's a difference there, Bob, because with a flag down, you want to make the goalie make a save. But it's just 6-on-6. He makes that save. You're going the other way. That's a turnover.
No question.
So
he had a freebie, but you still want to make any shot. You want to make any shot count. Make the goalie make a save. Stop throwing the ball over the goal. Shoot the ball for the net.
Man advantage for John Carroll. They go 1-4. Mink up top. Andrzejowski here on the near wing. Snellenberg gets it, and there's that save by Morris. So capable.
You see where Morris stepped. His lead foot was at the top of the crease there. He attacks the ball. See if you don't know, Gilman. Oh, nice ride by the Patriots.
And you see in that little box on the side, that great save by Morris. And you are exactly right, Bob. He steps very, very well. Goaltending coach Jeff Jones has got to be thrilled with the progress that he sees on the other side, because he knows good goaltending when he sees it. As we say that, stuff you very much on the Snellenberg opportunity. Ball again, another second chance opportunity potentially. Good ground ball, good hit. And it's going to be awarded to Gilman.
Great play by Remy Reynolds. Just took the body right there, knocked the guy out of bounds with the ball in his stick. Reynolds is impressive. Actually, both Reynolds have played well today, Cap and Remy, but Remy's had a really good game.
Here's a replay of that hit by Reynolds.
Clean.
He does so many things well. And you're right, that was a clean hit. Lacrosse is a contact sport, but they're definitely taking the big hits out. That was just a clean, good shoulder, knocking a guy out of bounds. And the kid popped up, kind of slapped him on the butt and said, let's go. Here's Mac Nichols.
Coach is giving a couple other guys, they've taken Pope out of the game, it looks like, giving some other guys an opportunity.
Badley comes around, nice save by Cassidy. And the ball's collected by Webster. Now it's Hebert.
Badley's got a shorty here. Looks like a physical mismatch between he and Smith.
Nice slide by Boyle defensively for the Patriots. Inside feed, ball chopped to the ground. And now it's finessed up the middle of the field by John Carroll in the form of Frage. This is Meriden. Now it's Tremblay. 10-4 your score. Booker, Corrigan, Bob Shriver. Late third quarter action. This is the MIAA Lacrosse Game of the Week presented by Kelly Benefits. Tremblay gets it behind. Play goes to the wing. The ball's now soccered around the top of the box. Barger going for it. Barmer can't grab it. And now it goes over and back, and it's going to be Gilman possession.
Gilman never possessed that ball, did they?
They never
Had
possessed
Gilman
it.
possessed that ball, that wouldn't have been an over and back violation, but it was just on the ground for about 20 seconds, and as soon as it went over the midline, it becomes a turnover. Possession back to Gilman.
Great physical defense by Dougie Cobb, number 7 in white. As Chase Brody matriculates the ball behind, inside save, Cassidy.
Cassidy's been on his game here.
Yep. Oh, just until Tucker Hebert gets it. Tucker Hebert says, thanks, you're on your game, not anymore.
I jinxed them all, though. Look at
Yeah.
where this shot is.
Yeah.
You know, they talk about, I was talking about Smith earlier, missing the goal. Shoot the ball for the net. And look at where this shot is. He sees the opening on the goalie's far hip, and that's really, watch. Well, look at where that shot goes. As a goaltender, you're stuck. Do you go over the top, down, or do you go down and up? And it's most goalies, I think, will tell you shots at their hip, their off hip, are the hardest ones to save.
A brief attempt at a faceoff, but we're going to go back and do it again with 1 second remaining, third quarter action. Gilman coming off a nice out-of-conference win over Cape Henlopen last Thursday, and they have picked up right where they left off. They lead 11-4, and Mr. Hebert rip and rope. Fourth quarter action set to go from John Carroll at Jerry Gray Stadium on Booker Corrigan alongside Bob Shriver. At the end of the fourth quarter, we will have our Under Armour Underclass Player of the Game as we see a face-off win by Michael Cox and John Carroll. A huge thank you to all our friends at Kelly Benefits, Legendary Sports Group, and Corrigan Sports Enterprises for making these games possible.
Well, LSG is making this whole MIAA Game of the Week possible. It's a good group. Dave Cottle involved, Dave Petramala, Mr. Kelly.
Yep. Great group.
Brendan Kelly, whose son plays at Spalding.
Yep.
And is doing a good job for the Cavaliers.
I'm excited to get a look at them when we get a chance to see two of their games later in the season. John Carroll offense. That is Snellenberg. Pass gathered and then ladled up to Alex Mink. Mink drives left-handed. What does he see other than Kyle Morris in the cage? Smith shoulders in. One hands it to the outside. And now it's back behind the cage. Patriots doing a nice job possessing, but they're getting late into the shot on goal clock. Meriden up top. Smith, shot low, burner goal.
We talked about Travis Smith at the beginning of the game. Coach was complimenting him on his big shot capability. That's about his 8th or 9th shot in this game. And he really, quite honestly, other than the beautiful cut he made for a layup, this is the first outside shot that he's put in a good spot on the cage. He missed the goal a bunch. Well, there it was. He got it on the cage, bounce shot.
Nice play by John Carroll, and it's a testimony to what Coach Reynolds told me last week about how this team is committed to winning in the weight room before you can win on the field, winning in the offseason before you win. And they almost piled up a make-it-take-it goal, but the pass was bobbled on the inside. Meriden will inbounds.
Well, one good takeaway for the Patriots in this game has been their really nice job at the face-off X between Cox and Riffle, is it? The other face-off guys?
Riffle's doing a nice job, and Michael Cox.
They've done a really good job. Fortunately, they just threw the ball away.
Ball out of
just
bounds.
Simply transferring it, which is not great. One comment to make. Again, sometimes, you know, we're talking to some of the kids that are watching these games. You have to throw the ball while you're moving, and you have to receive the ball moving. It's a good rule of thumb. Throw to pass and throw to and make sure you're moving to receive.
Sophomore Bo Webster gets it up to James Meyer, the freshman.
There's Wilkerson with the ball.
Another freshman for this squad. So many of these freshmen play so well, a lot of sophomores. Down low, Meyer shot, goal.
That's another freshman. Is this a whole freshman group on the field? That's his second tally. One on a beautiful cut from the inside for Gilman's second or third goal of the game. This a little bit overplaying. 9, Ethan Thompson. We've seen this a couple times. Look at his stick. It's on his back and not on his front, and he allows him to get his hands free. Meyer's got to get his stick in front of the man he's playing, not trying to check him from behind.
And we are right back to the face-off logo. Odo pushes it forward, gets called for the pre-whistle violation. Haven't seen a lot of those this game or this year. But there have been some college games that I've been working on, and there have been some 30-second penalties. If you commit 3 pre-whistle violations in one half, your team goes down for 30 seconds. This is Mink. Mink gets it lefty, inside, dive play, flag flies. We got Bastille Day on the far side.
You're going to call this a push, I believe, on Gilman. Or is he calling a penalty? I think he's calling this, he is calling this on Gilman, it looks like, on a push right around the crease.
This is Mink. He pushes it down. And Snellenberg dips the shoulder. And I think they might have a slash on Shergott.
Straight 3-3 extra man. See if they don't move some of these bodies.
Snellenberg playing the top center. Here's Smith over to Snellenberg. Back to Smith. Snellenberg, diagonal pass. Back up Smith, feeling it, bouncing it, and he's got it. John Carroll coming alive here with 8:28 to go. They cut it to 12-6. Is it getting itchy, Bob, as we look at the replay of this shot?
Well, two things there. One, on extra man offense, if you can skip somebody, skip the ball through, then you get the defense rotating, which John Carroll executed really nicely there. And there's Smith with another beautiful bounce shot right up off Morris's opposite hip up into his shoulder. Another very hard place to make a save.
And another face-off win for John Carroll as they come down. They try to execute the break. That is Michael Cox on the face-off win. Here's Barmer. Barmer's a player who can get his hands free as quick as a hiccup. Meriden carries behind. Now Barmer. Mink blows by his guy. Slide comes quickly. Andrzejowski behind. And he gets it over to Snellenberg. Snellenberg, stop and go. Reynolds on him. He gets the feed off Smith. And Morris, not up in here. Goodness.
Great cut by Smith, but a better save.
Long stick shot, goal, and Gilman answers in the form of number 27, Hayden Carpenter, the sophomore long stick.
Boy, we're seeing a lot of young players for Gilman. Let's not forget, a lot of John Carroll's offensive personnel are class of 22, so they're pretty young as well, but that's pretty impressive. I think we've had 4 or 5 goals by freshmen for Gilman. There's a sophomore scoring. Webster, is he a sophomore as well?
Sophomore.
Yeah, so they've had some, over half their goals or close to half their goals have been scored by freshmen and sophomores.
Cox with another face-off win. Coxie, you're getting it done.
He's had a phenomenal game. Snellenberger looks up and number 32's guarding him. I think he wants to move the ball.
Yeah.
Which is what I would be doing,
Yeah.
I can tell you that much.
Under 7 to go here, fourth quarter. Booker, Corrigan, Bob, Shriver as Travis Smith gets it over to Barmer. Ethan Barmer, the junior. Stops, shoots, goal. Barmer from outside. Liking what he sees.
Great footwork. Just a simple little split dodge. Plant and come back, beautiful. Shooting out with his offhand. It seems like John Carroll's found part of the solution is to bounce the ball on Morris. The last 3 shots have been bounce shots. They've all gone into the goal.
And Barmer does have a split dodge. For those of you who want to rewind that and look what a good split dodge is. Gilman's number 22, Sam Rue. Inside feed, now skitters to the end line, now back, Sam Rue. And Cassidy gathers for John Carroll. Ball ricochets around the middle of the field. Caroms into the stick of number 17, Jack Owen. Jack Owen headed to Hartford Community College, according to Coach Reynolds. Ethan Thompson going to Canisius. Fragey going to UMBC. Meriden going to Lynchburg. And of course, Connor Boyle going to the great Washington College. Some nice commits. And we get a timeout by Coach Reynolds on the far side of the field. 13-7 your score. The MIAA Lacrosse Game of the Week presented by Kelly Benefits. Gilman rolling heavy.
Kelly Benefits helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, and payroll challenges. Kelly Benefits is pleased to be the title sponsor of the legendary sports group MIAA Lacrosse Game of the Week. Visit kellybenefits.com to put our people, technology, and solutions to work for you.
Toyota has a fantastic selection of family-friendly rides, from the spacious Sienna to the sleek Highlander, and both come standard with Toyota Safety Sense, along with 2 years of no-cost scheduled maintenance. Now lease a Highlander for only $309 a month, or buy one with $1,500 cash back from Toyota, or pick a new Sienna available with all-wheel drive and get $1,500 cash back. Go Toyota, and let's go places.
The FCA Lacrosse Ministry is for any coach, athlete, or family of the lacrosse community who loves lacrosse and has an openness or desire to grow in his or her faith. FCA Lacrosse is committed to developing three-dimensional coaches and athletes who want to fulfill their potential physically, mentally, and spiritually. Are you interested in an FCA Lacrosse experience? Get engaged by going to fcalax.com.
Bryce Riffle will start with it as we see our next game, Loyola St. Paul's at St. Paul's. That's on April 13th. What a great matchup that'll be. MIAA always bringing you incredible competition. John Carroll driving hard. Shot by Mink off the iron and rebound. And it's going to be awarded to John Carroll. Coming up very soon, we will have our Under Armour Underclass Player of the Game. Also want to thank all our friends at Lacrosse Sports Network. What a great job they do bringing great games. Thank you for watching us on all the platforms as a dodge to the cage by Tremblay. Push called, and it'll stay John Carroll possession.
Well, Booker, if the score was 7-2 at halftime, and it's 13-7 now, so it's been a really good competitive second half. John Carroll got behind too much early, and climbing uphill is a pretty difficult task when you're down 5 goals, but it's been a really good, solid second half by them.
And it's especially challenging when Kyle Morris is in goal and Remy Reynolds is playing defense. Two guys, I don't want to see them if I'm on offense. And here's Reynolds. He keeps that poke check in there. I'm sorry, that is not Reynolds. Here's Mink, shot over the cage.
Mink was a good dodge there. He re-dodged. He drove hard. He was getting stopped. He stepped back and came at the player again and just didn't get quite enough on that shot, but it was a really nice re-dodge.
Craig Williams, the junior midfielder, number 40, now in for Gilman as Tremblay rolls back right-handed. Williams doing a nice job on him. And now it's down with Mink. Mink gets to the middle, shot, save Morris.
Morris probably got well in excess of double digits. I'll give him, 12, 13, 14 saves. He's having a very good game.
Craig Williams down the wing. And this is Rue. Wilkerson backpedals, passes across the top to Maloney, freshman to freshman.
Well, it's interesting to see Wilkerson. He's a lefty. His father couldn't go left on a green arrow.
We love you, Jim. Nice defensive play. Meriden shot, goal. Bounce shots. Bob, are you feeling it?
I think it's safe to say every goal, other than maybe one this half, has been scored. This is a great play. The point man, he didn't stand there and wait for the ball. Did you see he went to the ball, which allowed him, the defenseman's coming up at him, but he's going to where he was, not where he was going to be, and he just ran through the check, made a beautiful play by cutting hard to the ball.
Cox with a face-off win. Oda with a great check away. Cox comes back up with possession, and they put it right back on the carpet. Gilman scoops, tries to get it out. Andrzejowski battling on the far side, and it's going to be Gilman possession as we're at the 2.5-minute mark, and things are getting a little sloppy. Gilman late in the clearing clock right now. They get it over the midfield line. Bo Webster coming up to get it. He's being guarded by Jack Owen.
Good play by Webster, helping out on the clearing game.
Shot, and that brings iron.
Brody.
This is Morelli. Morelli gets it to Rue, and Coach Nostrand wants to pause the action. Rue with a nice job availing himself. 13-8 Gilman over John Carroll in the game of the week.
Kelly Benefits helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, and payroll challenges. Kelly Benefits is pleased to be the title sponsor of the legendary sports group MIAA Lacrosse Game of the Week. Visit kellybenefits.com to put our people, technology, and solutions to work for you.
Toyota has a fantastic selection of family-friendly rides, from the spacious Sienna to the sleek Highlander, and both come standard with Toyota Safety Sense, along with 2 years of no-cost scheduled maintenance. Now lease a Highlander for only $309 a month, or buy one with $1,500 cash back from Toyota, or pick a new Sienna available with all-wheel drive and get $1,500 cash back. Go Toyota, and let's go places.
The FCA Lacrosse Ministry is for any coach, athlete, or family of the lacrosse community who loves lacrosse and has an openness or desire to grow in his or her faith. FCA Lacrosse is committed to developing three-dimensional coaches and athletes who want to fulfill their potential physically, mentally, and spiritually. Are you interested in an FCA Lacrosse experience? Get engaged by going to fcalax.com.
Late fourth quarter, just under 2 minutes. John Carroll comes out. They double the ball, and Hebert outruns to his right hand and frees himself. John Carroll staying in that double a little bit. They're just chasing.
It's interesting. Coach Nostrand, it looks like he was extremely well prepared for that. He actually came back with his starters, expecting the double team. Great opportunity to practice that against another team. Gave the ball to Hebert, and as so often happens, Hebert just had more space. He ran by the double team. The goalie's out of the goal. He finds Tompkins on the inside. Goalie got back in, but everybody was in a mad scramble. There's Tompkins without the ball.
You talked about how great he is inside, moving around in there. Really just finds a way to get open all the time.
Yeah, Hebert's had some games, what's that, 4 goals and 1 assist.
It's looking highly probable. And when the clock hits 0, we will do our Under Armour underclass tryout player of the game, and it certainly smells like it's going to be Tucker Hebert. Mink up top to Barmer. Barmer gets to his right hand. Shot goes just wide, backed up by Meriden.
Barmer's going to be a good player. All he needs to do is improve on just the stick skill part of the game. He's got great feet, a lot of good moves. He gets to good spots.
Meriden up top to Smith. Travis Smith, right-handed, pushes it. Fake the feed, and now it's back up. Smith collects, and now it's Barmer. Splits right to left, shot, save Morris. Under a minute to go here in the game. Gilman picking up a nice A-conference victory here as Rue gets it on the wing. Here's Webster. Now it's Wollison. Wollison's one of those guys who, in the first half, he didn't leave the field a whole lot. 10 seconds now on the game clock. And Wollison content to let it roll out as he gets it up to Brenneman, the senior midfielder, and that's where the game will end. 14-8, your final score. Don't go anywhere. We're not leaving. We are staying right here as we get ready to declare the Under Armour Underclass Player of the Game. Bob, great action. What did you learn about John Carroll?
John Carroll's tough. They stayed after it. They've got some good players. Cox did a phenomenal job facing off, as did his battery mate, if you will, Riffle. But they played tough. I think their goalie struggled in this game, and had he been able to make a few more saves, I think the score would have been a little closer, obviously.
That's incredibly wise of you. That's incredibly wise of you. Let's get right to the Under Armour Underclass Player of the Game. It is none other than Tucker Hebert. He had a zillion goals and some great assists. Bob.
I just can't say enough about that shot right there. Off hip to the open net. This is just a power dodge or a speed dodge if
Sting
you call
in the
from
corner.
behind. Watch. He fades away from Wollison here, gets his feet planted, and just buries that thing in the upper corner. This is the same goal, just from a different angle. Really nice
Quick
release.
release.
Yeah, great quick release. Defense doesn't have time to react. Clearly deserving of the Player of the Game accolade.
Your final score, 14-8. We'll be back with more. Don't go anywhere. This is the MIAA Lacrosse Game of the Week, presented by Kelly Benefits.
Kelly Benefits helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, and payroll challenges. Kelly Benefits is pleased to be the title sponsor of the legendary sports group MIAA Lacrosse Game of the Week. Visit kellybenefits.com to put our people, technology, and solutions to work for you.
The FCA Lacrosse Ministry is for any coach, athlete, or family of the lacrosse community who loves lacrosse and has an openness or desire to grow in his or her faith. FCA Lacrosse is committed to developing three-dimensional coaches and athletes who want to fulfill their potential physically, mentally, and spiritually. Are you interested in an FCA Lacrosse experience? Get engaged by going to fcalax.com.
Toyota has the #1 selling car, SUV, and midsize truck in America. And feel confident knowing they're engineered to help you worry less while saving more. So check out a RAV4, a best buy for 2021, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. For a limited time, lease a RAV for just $239 a month, or buy one with up to $1,250 cash back. Go Toyota, and let's go places.
The Eye of the Hurricane is back in January 2022 in sunny Florida. This girls lacrosse tournament will feature some of the best competition from top clubs all over the U.S. Brought to you by legendary sports group and Robinson Sports, this 2-day championship-style tournament in Palm Beach Gardens in Stuart, Florida, will guarantee each team 4 games on beautiful grass fields. You won't want to miss this one. Dates are January 15th and 16th, 2022. Registration is open at eothlax.com.
You want to be a good player at the next level? It starts here.
14-8 your final score. You heard me talk before the halftime about a great conversation with Remy Reynolds and Charlie Pope. We were going to get to that. But, Bob, first we got to review Gilman. They needed it. They came out and they got it. How did they take this from John Carroll?
I think a lot of it starts in the goal right there, number 0. Goaltender Morris had a really good game. And Gilman took advantage of some bad plays by John Carroll's defense, sometimes overextending, ball watching. But I think it's exciting. I'm happy for John Carroll. They got a chance to be on the game of the week. It was up at their place. It's a beautiful campus. I know that that's a big thrill for them. So it's a great MIAA action against two teams. Gilman coming off a bad loss to Loyola. They get up to John Carroll. They played really well. John Carroll, I think, in spurts showed that they're very capable.
Now let's get to my conversation with Remy Reynolds and Charlie Pope. What a treat to meet with these two Gilman Greyhounds. Hey now, and welcome. I'm Booker Corrigan. This is After School with the Book, halftime edition. It's a pleasure to have two of Gilman's finest, Charlie Pope and Remy Reynolds, joining me. Charlie, let's get right to it. Charlie, if you were to go back in time and give your 10-year-old self some advice about how to play better lacrosse, what would you say?
I think the obvious choice for me would probably be work on the left hand a little bit more. I'm still struggling with that today. So I think if I were to work on that more, I would be more successful now.
Remy, what advice would you go back and give your 10-year-old self about lacrosse?
Honestly, I would probably give myself just work on your feet faster, because my feet aren't the fastest, but you know what? I do keep up with some guys, and just start getting the footwork down and getting faster with the feet so I can keep up with some quicker guys.
Charlie, question for you. Which of your teammates could do stand-up comedy?
That's a tough one. I think we have a couple guys who would be pretty good at it. I would have to go with Will Odo. I think he'd be good at it.
Okay. Remy, what's your favorite go-to pregame meal?
My go-to pregame meal. I think, honestly, I just go with the PB&J, honestly. 2 of those before a game just gets me going, just gets the protein and gets me really energized and getting ready for the game.
Love it. Charlie, what is your favorite professional sports team?
I mean, not even a question, Baltimore Ravens, hands down.
Love it. Love it. Let's get into something a little bit more important. Remy, which of the Gilman coaches had the greatest high school lacrosse career on that coaching staff?
I mean, I'm going to have to go with Coach Holmes. I can't go with your pick. I got to go with Coach Holmes. He's the one. I got to go with him. He had a great college career at the face-offs for Maryland and just killed it at Maryland. So
I had the good fortune of coaching Coach Holmes in 2006. We went all the way to the championship game, so I love him. Charlie, let me ask you, what celebrity would you most, or pro athlete, would you most like to FaceTime?
I think I would either have to go with Lamar Jackson or LeBron James. One of those two. Either one would be a great option.
Remy, I want you to expand on this for us because it's a lot of fun. What celebrity would you most like to take to the prom?
That's tough. But I might have to go Natalie Portman. Honestly, I might have to go Natalie Portman. She honestly just takes my breath away, and just really every time I see her, just whoo, I have to go with her.
No T-Swizzle?
No, I can't. I got Natalie Portman. She's the one. She is the one.
Okay. Charlie Pope, how about you? What celebrity would you most like to take to the prom?
I think I'd go with Miranda Cosgrove. She played iCarly, which was my favorite show growing up, and I think I've always had a big crush on her.
That is tremendous. I know my kids watch a little iCarly also, so I know the whole story. 2 of Gilman's great players. Remy, the way you're so disruptive on defense, I know you're going to have a great rest of your season. Charlie, the way you can get to the goal, sometimes a little bit acrobatically. I love it. Keep being yourselves and keep having a great season.
for After School at the Book. I'm Booker Corrigan saying we'll see you next time.